Test. Well, it lights up. Can you hear me, Liberator? Hi, Gaia. I just need somebody to tell me if they can hear me. I'm trying to do this on a laptop. All right, cool. So I'm not. I don't even know if I'm going to talk about Ernie. So if you're here for Ernie, the drama, all that stuff, I don't know if I am even going to go into it. I'm going to talk about the movie Groundhog Day and maybe some just how awesome Harold Ramis is. And if you're not into that, you could, you don't have to say. But I was thinking of the movie Groundhog Day today. I was thinking about the homeless guy he tries to help. He calls him Dad or Pop, and he can't save him. He can't. It's like he helps everybody, right? He helps the kid falling out of the tree. He helps the old ladies pushing the car. It's been a long time since I've seen Groundhog Day, and there's a ton of subtext, and I've heard rumors that it's no, I read somewhere, it wasn't even a rumor, but like the original script was that it was 10,000 years based on like this Buddhist belief that it takes 10,000 years to I guess perfect the human soul. I don't know, but you can kind of tell where his growth is going. It's kind of like a litmus test for his personal growth, how he treats everybody around him, but specifically how he treats that homeless guy, because that homeless guy is like the least important person to him, or in the script, or however you want to put it, into his everyday world, before he realizes he's reliving the same day over and over. And then he starts reliving the same day over and over, and he creates a relationship with this homeless guy, and he's calling him Dad. He's referring to him as Pop. He's probably dealing with some past trauma, through reliving that with this old homeless guy. There's a really good line. It's just a good scene where he tries to save him, and the nurse says sometimes people just die. And Bill Murray says, not today, not this day, whatever. But he still couldn't save him. And then it cuts to them like, they're eating. I think the next scene they're together, he takes him to like the real fancy restaurant, and he says, I think he says, I know it's tough at the bottom. Something along those lines. So it just got me thinking about the homeless guy, about the certainty of life and death, and the homeless guy at the bottom, and does he deserve to be there? And if he does deserve to be there, does he deserve the main character? Does he deserve Bill Murray's empathy and help? What if that homeless guy was as, what if he did horrible things during his life, right? Or what if he had a horrible life, did horrible things, and just died as a homeless man on the side of the road? I don't know. But That's why, and it also Groundhog Day is. This is just I've been dreading having to do this. I don't want to do this. I'm not going to do this. I hope I'm not going to say any absolutes, but I hope this is the last time I'm going to have to address anything like this. I'm not going to. I was trying to lay this all out, right? So I can present all of the pictures and information to you and show you guys the pictures. And there's interesting stuff, and I really wanted to lay it out and show it to you guys, but it was also bothering me because I really don't want to I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't so I figured I would lay it out and not give you my opinion, let you form your own opinion, but that still might, you know, I don't know. It's people's personal business. I don't want to get up all on that. I'm not, this isn't my fight. This isn't my hill to die on. I don't, there's other people going after Ernie for stolen valor. It's, I'll tell you what, I went to my brother, and I went to a very close friend. Both served in Iraq and Afghanistan. One was a Marine engineer, and the other was in the Army. And I told him about Ernie. I told him about this whole thing. Told him about the stolen valor, and I even asked them if they wanted to come on, wanted to come up, and both of them said the same thing. You need to get a fucking girlfriend. Neither one of them cares. Neither one of them cares about whether or not somebody is, walking around to pretend, they cared about me and what I was doing. And, but none of them, they're not going around. They're living their lives. And if they see somebody walking around, knowing the two of them, they're thinking bigger than, or they're not bigger, but they're thinking about things that are more important to them than that guy, that 4-foot little guy walking around with, patches and things from 3 or 5 different branches of the military, just, all kinds of madness like that. So they didn't have any. Anyway, so I'm not super invested in this. I'll give it to you as straight as I can so I could be done with this. So first, you're just going to have to take my word for it. I'm going to tell you what I read, what I looked at. I have it all broken down. I might do a part two where maybe if I break out my PC, my desktop, like my actual computer, and I hook that up. I don't know. I really would rather not, because I'd rather just be done with all this. But because I have another thing where I took I opened up a text file and I actually wrote down everything. But then I stopped halfway through because I was putting more free time into this. And there's somebody, I don't know if it was Sarah, somebody made a comment. I forget who it was, but somebody made a comment and said something to the tune of, you have better things you can be using your time on. And I commented back. You guys see, if you comment, I comment back on everything. I don't have a Cash App up here. I'm not getting paid to do this. I get trolled more than I get anything else. There's nothing that I get out of this, but nice word, like encouragement and just nice things from most of you guys. And somebody had made a comment that, it was a second comment that they made, and the first comment was just really nice. And even their second was like, I think you could be doing more or better things than this. And that was yesterday. And I was stressing about going live yesterday. And I read that comment and I was like, I'm not, you know what? I'm going to go, I'm going to pick these kids up, take them to youth group. That I'm going to do what's more important to me. And so I hope to just be able to explain this. And there's some interesting stuff here. So I'll just tell you first what I got from what I read about Ernie's discharge. Ernie was discharged on something called Uncharacterized. And it was, or that was the, I got it pulled up on Grok. I'll explain. I'll read the whole Grok thing to you. I actually asked what an uncharacterized discharge is, and can somebody be a veteran with an uncharacterized discharge? So it looks like there was some kind of and you military people know the terms, but I guess there was some kind of waiver so that Ernie could get his GED or whatever it was, whatever. So he got a certain amount of time, and in that time, or so, I don't even know. At some point, he stopped showing up, and it says it right in the description. It says, stopped appearing, or failure, whatever it is, and then it says, and I look, there is no dishonorable discharge. There's only uncharacterized, and I will tell you, and it totally makes sense when you hear what people say. Now, Ernie's got you. This is the other thing too. You could hear, failure to report. Thank you, Sheila. You guys can hear this. Like, you don't need this from me. You can hear this from other creators who know so much more about this than me and are so much smarter and more informed than I am. And you can hear it from the man himself. You could hear it from Ernie yourself, and you can make your decision on it. The one thing that I haven't heard before is this, and it probably has been said, but since I haven't heard it, maybe some of you guys haven't, so I'll read it to you. I said to Grok, which is a large language model AI, I said, can you explain to me what an uncharacterized discharge is from the military? An uncharacterized discharge from the United States military is a type of administrative separation that typically occurs during the initial entry training period, usually within the first 180 days of service. It is not classified as honorable, general, or dishonorable, but rather as uncharacterized, in quotes, meaning it does not carry a specific positive or negative connotation. Key points when it occurs: most commonly issued in the first 180 days, as it says, most commonly issued to service members who are discharged during basic training, initial entry training, or within the first 180 days of active duty. This period is often referred to as the entry-level status. Reasons for uncharacterized discharge: failure to meet training standards, medical issues, entry-level performance or conduct issues, administrative reasons. The last one says it is not typically used for serious misconduct. All right. It is. And then in bold on Grok, this isn't me. In bold, it says not typically used for serious misconduct, which would result in a general or dishonorable discharge. Characterization: the discharge is labeled uncharacterized because the service member has not served long enough for the military to fully evaluate their character of service. It is neutral and does not reflect negatively or positively on the individual's service. There's documentation. It says the discharge is noted on the DD-214. I looked at a DD-214. The paper I got was a DD-214 with a raised seal. It had, I don't know who Patty is, but she signed it. Like it's got the Notary Republic, I do have another. Now, so I asked, are you still eligible for veteran status with an uncharacterized discharge? Eligibility for veteran status with an uncharacterized discharge from the U.S. Army or other military branches depends on the specific circumstances of the discharge, the reason for separation, the criteria set by the Department of Veterans Affairs or other agencies. Here's a concise breakdown. Now, there's a lot here, so I just kind of want to give you the bullet points. There's the definition of veteran status, uncharacterized discharge context. We read most of that on the just before. Eligibility for veteran status, potential eligibility. If the discharge was due to reasons like medical issues, erroneous enlistment, or minor performance issues, the VA may grant veteran status, provided the service was not terminated for misconduct or other disqualifying factors. VA benefits and process. It goes on to explain that to determine eligibility for the VA would do, I guess, an extensive background check on the whole thing. There's appeals, examples and outcomes. I'll just read you the last paragraph. If you have your DD-214 or specific details about the discharge, I can help interpret them. So I didn't upload it. I could upload it to Grok and get more of an explanation, but I'm not that, like I said, I'm not interested. Like, I really don't even. Anyway, so what, I'm sorry, Michelle, if I pull it up, it's going to take me down. It may have not been a DD-214. I thought it was a DD-2. I thought it said DD-214. Maybe it's. Don't quote me on that. But it says uncharacterized, and it explains that, he stopped showing up. Now, I also have a picture of. I got all kinds of stuff from. I called Department, or what do they call it in Kentucky? Cabinet of Transportation Cabinet. I don't know. I called them. I called the numbers. I emailed the name who FOIA requested the information. I asked them to make a statement. Never got an email back. So, because I also, what I got from Ernie is he shows me his license, which I guess had gotten revoked. It's a receipt. It's a picture of a receipt of his license, and one is dated from like April 5th, and that got revoked for, investigating to see whether he has veteran status or whatnot. And then he got it reinstated on the 25th. Again, this is a receipt for it's a picture of the license, but it's, I could pull it up on my phone. So my point is, though, is that if the Cabinet of Transportation is giving him a veteran's license, I would hope that they're doing it's a temporary receipt driver's license, Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. So if the, I don't know what that, hello, I just heard like a noise. This is from my phone. I'm sorry. I would hope that the cabinet, if he's got this license, right? He's got a veteran's, Ernie's got a veteran's license. I would hope that they're doing their due diligence before they issue that license. Did they give him a veteran's license, or did they just reissue his license? Very good question. So I don't know. A lot of these questions it seems like Ernie's willing to answer these questions. So what I got, I'm going to pull it up and look at it for you because I have it on my phone and I'm trying to, so this looks like endorsements class. Just give me a second. Expiration. That's a great question. It doesn't say, but let me see if it's two different pictures. It appears to be two separate pictures. Let me just get a good look at the picture, because I'm just this doesn't mean anything, but it will tell us that these are two separate pictures. He's wearing two separate shirts. So they retook his picture. What that means, I don't know. Does that mean it's just? Usually with a reissue, they just uh, you don't. Viper said from the beginning, Ernie. Well, so look, I don't know Viper. I don't know anything about like what I've heard about Viper. I think the things that I've heard about Viper, the guy's just an amazing stand-up guy. Uh, take this for what it's worth, okay? It doesn't those signatures, okay? Because I have Ernie's signature from his license. I have like 5 different signatures from Ernie over like a period of time, and the signatures from the signature on the FOIA request does not match the signatures on all the other stuff. I mean, the other stuff might be from like 20 years ago. It could have been signed. I don't know when it was signed, so I don't. But I'm telling you, if I could pull these up, you'd see them. You'd see that they're not the same signatures. Again, I also, somebody had said that it's for housing, and if you're trying to help a veteran, you can do certain things. I don't know. I'm just telling you that the signature on the FOIA, Ernie Shell's signature on the FOIA request is not the same signature that's on the. But I'm not. Again, I'm also not a what's it called? A handwriting expert or I can't testify in the court of law as to what's a matching signature or what isn't. To me, it's obvious. Like they're both completely different. Yeah, Starry Night. I'm not giving you my personal opinion because I don't want to frame a narrative and then force you guys in that direction. Here's the other thing too, and I'm sure none of you are here to listen to me talk about Groundhog Day and how amazing of a movie it is and how you should rewatch it because there's so much awesome subtext. And Ernie likes pretext, I like subtext. None of you want to hear that. But I think that a whole lot of people, whether Ernie was a veteran or wasn't, the same people, the majority of people will continue to support him if he's not. The people that support him will continue to support him if he is or isn't. And the people that hate him will continue to hate him if he is or isn't. Right? Let's say Ernie does let's say all this turns out that there's this scenario where Ernie is a veteran. Does that forgive everything he's ever done before that? Like, are you going to stop hating him for all the things you hate him for? If it turns out, you know what I mean? So this is just a weird thing to kind of to make, the big test out of. I hope, I've said this to all you guys personally in like personal comments on I hope that you could, if you've heard me at least once, you probably know my opinion on all of this or my thoughts on all of this. But I'm not going to frame your thought and think it for you. I'm not going to tell you what to think. This is the information I got. And Ernie has his, like, you don't have to listen to me for it. You could listen to Ernie. He'll tell you or talk about it. You could listen to other creators who know so much more and have so much more information than I do, and they'll tell you. So that's what I've seen. So that still leaves some question open there. Like I said, with the I read you the Uncharacterized. That was the only bit of information I haven't heard somebody specifically explain. So I thought that was pertinent and good to get out. And the other thing is, I hope that Kentucky's Cabinet of Transportation is, or whatever it's called, is doing their diligence and making sure that they're not just handing out veterans licenses like like punch cards for Dunkin' Donuts. Zep said, let's see if I could highlight these. I'm sorry, this is my first time on my laptop, my daughter's laptop, not even my laptop. I don't think people look. This comment is so true. One of the things, talking to Ernie, and I've spoken to Ernie, like, literally spoken to Ernie maybe once or twice, but I don't. So, like, I think Ernie has been nice and respectful, and he's smart. He's not stupid. But YouTube is. I don't want to say YouTube is life to him, but YouTube is very important to him. Ernie understands the metrics. He gets. He sees what makes his numbers go up. He sees what makes his numbers go down. He understands that having haters is important. He also understands. He tells you guys. He says it's a movie. Like he ended every live for like a year saying, Remember, it's all a movie." So he's telling you. I'm sorry. Hang on just a second. I'm sorry, guys. So yeah, he knows that there's an element of entertainment to this, and I also don't see anything wrong with the element of entertainment and kind of blurring the lines of like a movie or like entertainment, like reality television, right? They have writers for reality television. It's not real. The Bachelor isn't real. They catch real moments, but now if some of these things that I've heard Ernie has done, he has done, like if there's real, like if somebody's really pretending to be a veteran so that an old lady feels sorry for them and they can take them for lots of money, that's a problem. That is a problem, and that is not okay. As far as like blurring the lines and doing lizard lick towing, Patty Mayo, you think these people are really like, it's all staged. It's all staged. It's all for fun. Protect Your Heart. I love that name. How are you? That's a really cool pick too. I think I can't, but I'm sorry. I should be Starry Night. Saying it's a movie does not accuse. And look, yes, that's. I hope you're agreeing with what I was saying, because that's what I was saying. Is that saying it's a movie and telling you, that doesn't. There's a difference between exaggerating and entertaining for the sake of suspending disbelief for entertainment, like we would watch on reality TV or on these bootleg, airline shows, towing shows, where they try to purposely make things dramatic, right? There's a difference between that and telling somebody that you can't afford a surgery and you need money. Doxing, yes. I'm sorry. Yeah, so there is totally a difference. Now, absolutely, there is a big difference between, hang on, traders, I want to put this up. Trader said, saying it's a movie, but then saying real is real. I'm real. They are haters. They're trying to have me killed. Yeah. Look, there's also the problem of saying it's a movie and then going behind the scenes or off of YouTube and convincing people that this is real and your life is in danger. And we all know this, right? Can we all agree that we understand, like, there's a line between entertainment and predatorial behavior? And we can all, like taking people for money. Like if I was to tell you guys a story and leave you guys wondering if it was real or fake, I'm not asking you for money. I'm not monetized. There's no financial gain. I'm not texting with you guys in the background asking for, provocative pictures or something. So the only reason would be, the only reason to do that would be to entertain, right? To entertain you. So that would be one thing. But now, if I have a Cash App up here and I tell you a story and it involves children and I need financial support to save those children, and I play on your heartstring, that we know that's wrong. We all do. And I hope we all know that. So, so yeah, that's all. I'm not trying to hang on. There's something else. But Ernie does skits real life. It's not funny. If it was just play or scam, yeah. I mean, if it was play, and look, I've always encouraged Ernie to lean into his humor, but that's when I started clipping you. Yeah. And I respect that. There's so much about you traders that I love. I've told you. I don't even have to go into it, but I love to see a community police itself. It's uplifting when you see, when people, I like when I see people that see things. Let me try and articulate this properly. Or it's uplifting to see people see things that are not okay and take a stand. That lifts my heart. Takes it too far. But so here's okay. Wait, I'm sorry. Look, here we go. Homelander, I sent you an email. Do as you please. Thanks for putting out the truth. Feel free to replay my last live. Yeah, I'm sorry. So Ernie, I haven't watched any lives last night. I came home, spent time with my daughter. We actually watched new episodes of Teen Titans Go, and I didn't check emails. I wasn't on YouTube, nothing like that. Yeah, I like I've told you guys, Ernie has been nothing but nice and respectful. He's shown nothing but a kind side towards me, so I can't come at him with a hatchet. You know what I mean? Now, people have shown me things that I'm not okay with. And, so I it's really, there's been this just inside, just a ton of anxiety from this, because I don't want to, and I know there's people out here that would just like to run Ernie over with a bus. I don't want to hurt Ernie. I don't. It's that simple. I don't even want to play a role in exposing him. That's because that's just not, for me, that all of that causes just not good feelings for me. It causes anxiety. It causes, it's not enjoyable to me, right? Like, I don't, that's not what I'm, you know, I'd rather talk to you guys about other things. I will probably take some, I probably won't go live for a while after this. And the next time I go live, I will probably be talking about maybe the war between India and Pakistan, maybe a movie I've seen. If you pick a side, you are going to make people unhappy, either pro or for. There are enough channels that fight over Ernie. Remember that. You said you just wanted to talk. Do that. I appreciate that so much. And I appreciate that you support that and that you don't hold it against me for not wanting to get into that. I really do. That means the world to me. Mama T said, listen, Homelander, I supported 3.5, almost 4 years. He stabbed me in the back, then cried victim. He is full of shit. Mama T, you guys got, yeah, I mean, I know you were his biggest supporter. I'm glad you're here, Mr. Nobody. I figured out how to unblock. Dude, I don't pick sides, but you siding with Ernie, it appears. See, I does me not attacking him mean I'm siding with him? Because that's truly that's all I'm choosing to do, is to not be a part. Not even I just I'll I'll still sit and watch from the bushes. Maybe I'll even comment with you guys, but I just didn't want to be part of, like Traders has said, there's so many people that are on Ernie's butt. So if he's doing things out of pocket, I trust that at least one of them, two of them people, I know that at least two of them people will keep him. They are not going to. They're not going to. They are on him like white on rice. They will not leave him alone. So I trust that job is taken care of. Do I? Yeah, no. Do I baby? There's things. There's things that I don't say on YouTube. I'm not. You're right. You're right. I'm not. I'm not taking a hard stance for certain things that maybe I want to. I'm trying to stay neutral, and Schrader said, if you fight my battles, then I forgive him. Where does that leave you? And are we going to save anyone on here from themselves? No, but I wouldn't go believing a damn word out of Ernie's mouth either. LOL. Yeah, I just, and I don't, if stuff comes up, I'm sorry, Viper, if there was anything you wanted to say, I think what you're doing is very smart. Just not talking about things. I think that's very intelligent. And for the things that you have done, I don't thank you for your service, and thank you for the things that you've done after your service as well. Thank you for continuing to serve after your service. Service seems to be a lifestyle choice for you, and that's amazing. It's awesome. But that's it. I'd like to. Yeah, no, I'm with you there. That's just smart, even no matter what it was about, right? Like, you don't want to walk into the courtroom with dirty hands. Yeah, so we were all independent entities, which is how it should be. there's so much good in this community. There's so much, as much as all of us kind of troll and do things, I still see so much, as much trauma as we have in our community. I still see so much just pure goodness, like people who have been through hell, right? People who have been raised in a trash bin, who still have these sparkling, they show, and um there's just a beauty to people in this community who have come through their trauma and worked through some of their trauma, and uh I love that. I love that there's, through all of this, and through, like, no matter how screwed up this community looks to the outside, when you've been in it for a period of time, you really see that there's people in this community that have no right to, they have every reason to be, they have every excuse to be a failure, or to be bitter, or to be, you know, just, they've been, from the moment of birth. Some people are even abused in the womb, yet they still show these moments of humanity and kindness and just genuine good, right? Like when somebody has an easy life and they're a good person, right? They're raised by two good parents, and they're given all of the things in life that it's, and they do good. That's wonderful. But when you see people that were raised, in a drug den, that were beat and abused in every way, physically, mentally, emotionally, sexually, they were scrounging up, uh, you know, crusts of bread to eat. Like, um, I just thought of what is it, the Charles Dickens, the little boy with the bowl of soup. He's like, more soup, please. Um, when you see somebody who comes from that, and they're still holding on to that part of themselves that is good, and they still have that desire to do good, that, to me, just to me personally, that shines so much brighter than the person who had the perfect life and still does good. So I like that. I like seeing that. And I think that when you do good, when it's really hard, it means more than when it's really easy. That's all. So that's all the information. I don't, you guys take that, believe it for what you will, take it how you want to take it. I am now just going to take some time away from YouTube, and I'm going to try and figure out something to do with this. I love that you guys come. I love talking with you guys. I love reading. I love just having this dialogue back and forth with you guys. I don't want anything from you. I don't thrive on dysfunction. I've done that all my life. I want peace, but will defend people who are done wrong for no reason. I love this bird. I think that all of us who kind of come from dysfunction, we have a very strong desire to make sure that others aren't victim. When you've been victimized, especially when you've been victimized, and you had no choice, you have this very uh, just a really powerful emotion, to not even emotion, but desire to keep others from being victimized. And there's people that play on that. There's people that will play on that, and that will use our desire to keep others from being victimized against us. Oh, that would be a great talk. That would be look. That's why I want to trying to scroll up just to see, but that's why I wish that we could. I wish that we could have. Like, I wish I could make it more comfortable so that you guys could come up or feel comfortable coming up, so you can be part of this. So you could be part of the conversation. And then if we fight about our view on some geopolitical issue, like, we can get into it. We could smash heads about it. And at the end of the night, the end of the debate, at the end of it, we could say, all right, love you guys. See you tomorrow or next time we meet up on here. And we have a new subject we talk about. We don't have to continue that hate because we disagree on that, So, Mr. Nobody, I called this would be Ernie other channel. This, my channel, is Ernie's other channel. I don't understand. I will, you don't have to come up if you don't want to, Crybaby, but I'll put up what you say and respond to it. I promise this isn't an Ernie channel, and this, if I have my way, this will be the last time you hear anything really about Ernie on this channel. I did this because I said I would do it, which was a poor decision, and I'm sorry about that. But I said I would do it. I said I would put the information out and let you make the decision, and that's just what I wanted to do. I just want to give you time to respond, Crybaby. I'm not. I know you were talking to Mr. Nobody. You don't have to respond if you don't want to, but if you're talking about this channel being like a second channel for Ernie or a backup for Ernie, or thank you, Dodie. Or Dodie, you've been like first one in on every one of my lives. I appreciate you so much. You're always, I don't know, just supportive and happy, and like I said, you're one of the people why I do this. But if Crybaby, if you think that this is going to be another Ernie channel, I would just ask you to come back so I can prove you wrong and show you that it's not an Homelander. You're kind of weird. You pop up and Ernie leaving again. I don't like. I don't fully understand. I just don't want to even talk about Ernie. So I figured, let me take some time to figure out what I do want to talk about, and go from there. And I don't know what that has to do with Ernie. Wreathmaker, I love your name because it's I always, I don't know, it's easy when I see it. I remember you and past comments that you've made. Homelander, it's your channel, so we would love to hear your opinion. That's why we watch. Also, you can give an opinion without attacking anyone. There's so I wish I can. I'll let that comment sit for a minute, because that's all I want to do. I just want to talk. I want to talk with you guys, And if we end up talking a little about people, I don't want that to be like a hard line. Like, my goal is to not to make this a place where we can talk about things and people and issues going on, but it's not like this. I don't want this to be like I guess part of the Ernieverse. I like Crybaby was saying that this is going to be a Ernie's second channel. I don't want this to be I don't want to promote. I don't want to. I just want to talk with you guys. If that's what's on here's the issue. If the chat, Chris Watts, this, I just see you've been around since Chris Watts days, right, Homelander? Or am I wrong? Yes, I was in that. Oh, jeepers, who ran that group? Because she had a live for a little. She used to be Jace for Justice's co-host. I was in her YouTube, not her Facebook group, and then that moved to YouTube. What? She always had polarizing views. I think she got sued, but I've been Homelander. He just said in his live he was leaving YouTube and was going to funnel information through you so you could get it out on your channel. Oh, okay. Simply Nicole. That I see. Look, I promise you, I grabbed the kids, got them dropped off, did the whole, because the youth group is a drive, and we came home. We watched there's 5 new episodes of Teen Titans Go that dropped, and we used to watch it when my daughter was younger, and we watched 2 episodes, 3 episodes last night, and went to bed. So I could tell you look, I'm going to be gone for a little while, and when I come back, I would like to talk. I've been looking at we were talking about the Watts case, and I've been here since the Watts case. So this, have you guys seen with, I guess the Idaho 4 or whatever, but what is his name? They're saying that he used the killer, the murderer, that he used another name in the Facebook chats. Does anybody know about this? Yeah, okay. Koberger. Koberger was using, what was the name that he was using? The pseudonym that he was using in Facebook groups. Somebody put up a side by side. Papa Rogers, Sandy, you are bang spot on. So the Papa Rogers, I've been listening to this for today while I was doing what I do, and I could put my earbuds in. That's what I was listening to. And somebody put up side by side pictures of him and Papa Rogers. It looked exactly like him. And that it was freaky. It was freaky. And the idea that he was in there, chatting with us and feeding us information, and then to get into his head and try and, do you think one of the things I was trying to figure out today was, because this is this is literally like a horror movie, right? You have a fraternity or a sorority house that a knife wielding guy comes in and kills them. Do you think he targeted that house beforehand? Do you think he saw that house? I believe because he even pointed out that his car had been seen. Papa Rogers pointed out that his car had been seen back there. Yeah, Simply Nicole. I think it's almost like he was trying to do it in a. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you. Be safe. Yeah, Mama T. Like I said, I'm gonna be gone for a bit just to get my own head straight, decide where I want to go with stuff, and then I hope we can talk about just stuff like this. You could hear I'm really interested. I want to know what you guys think. And Mr. Nobody, I don't know if you heard everything. I with the uncharacterized, what's it called? So question, do I believe him? I won't answer that because I don't want to. So let me ask you this, Mr. Nobody. Do you think I believe him? And that's a rhetorical question. I'm not going to answer that, but you ask yourself that. I think that, that'll decide whether you come back and watch or not. You can ask yourself that question, and but yeah, let me get out of here. Thank you so much, Mama T. I'm sure there's people that want to go live and do things. I just wanted to drop that. You can re-listen to it if you missed anything. I hope to come back. You believe I'm extremely gullible. I can respect that. I can it's what other people believe about you is not your business, you know? So if you believe that about me, you can believe anything you want about me. But if you want, I hope the next time I come live, we can talk about like some of the cases that are going on, maybe, or maybe the war, just something more, nothing that is attacking anybody or, you know, drama or hurting anybody. Or appreciate you guys so much. Have a wonderful day. Everybody stay safe. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming.